gentlemen, and all of the students who have attended this meeting. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dirgantara, and you can call me Dirga. I will be the MC and also the moderator of this event. But before we start our event, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Mark. Hello, Mr. Mark. Maybe you can say hello to the participants.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Mark.
Yes.
Thank you for this opportunity, Pa, Dirga, and Dean Lotto.
Yes, thank you. So, Mr. Mark is from Philippines, and we are really thank you because we can learn from practitioner. So we are not only learning based on book. So our event will be about the evolution of strategic management accounting pre and post COVID-19. So this is very big issues, I think. So I would like also to say thank you to the Dean of the Business Faculty, Dr. Rodovicus Lasdi, because already supporting this event. Before we start, I would like to have an opening prayer for this event. So hopefully this can be done with a good expectation. I mean, with a good results. Okay, I would like to open this prayer with bahasa Indonesia. Jadi mari Bapak Ibu dan saudara sekalian dan teman-teman, mari kita berdoa. Doa akan saya pimpin berdasarkan kepercayaan saya. Bagi yang berkepercayaan lain bisa diharapkan dapat menyesuaikan. Mari kita berdoa. Ya Bapak, kami mengucapkan terima kasih dan puji syukur atas kasih-Mu dan anugerah-Mu pada pagi hari ini yang juga boleh telah memberikan kami kesempatan untuk membuka mata kami dengan tubuh yang sehat dan boleh beraktivitas. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih juga atas acara ini. Terima kasih kepada Mr. Mark yang akan memberikan materi bagi kita. Kiranya berikanlah hikmat di dalam menyampaikan materi dan berkati jalannya acara dari awal sampai akhir hanya untuk pemuliaan nama Engkau saja. Dalam nama Tuhan Yesus kami berdoa. Amin. So, but before we start, I would like also to present the rules of this event. Please allow me to share screen. So this is our rules for this event. Jadi I would like to present it in bahasa. Jadi pertama, peserta diharapkan untuk dapat mengaktifkan kamera. Lalu yang kedua, peserta juga diharapkan menggunakan pakaian formal, maksudnya adalah pakaian perkuliahan. Lalu yang ketiga, peserta diharapkan untuk melakukan mute pada mikrofonnya, kecuali pada sesi Q&A atau sesi tanya-jawab. Lalu yang keempat, peserta diharapkan untuk menghadiri acara dari awal sampai akhir. Dan diharapkan peserta juga untuk berpartisipasi aktif selama acara berlangsung. Jadi walaupun acara kita di dalam bahasa Inggris, mungkin jika ada yang memberikan pertanyaan, akan kami bantu. Begitu. Okay, that's the rules for this event. And also now there will be a welcome speech from our Vice Dean, Mr. Robertus Sigit Haribowo, SA MSc. Silakan Bapak Sigit.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Mark Guardo Alberto, as our distinguished speaker, and good morning also for my fellow in the office of the Dean, the head of the IBACC department, the head of accounting department, and our colleagues. And also good morning for our dear student in accounting department. after this, learning a lot from Mr. Mark Guardo Alberto, CPA, ACMA, and CGMA, with sharing his expertise in the strategic management. The special topic for today is the evolution of strategic management accounting pre and post COVID-19. As we know, we just celebrate, well, in quotes, celebrate 1 year COVID-19 in the March 2001. So then after 1 year, so COVID-19 affected the industry with a lot of things. We will have adapt this another maybe two or maybe 3 years after this. So the COVID-19 will be part of our life. So we have to plan from now our businesses or our activity with the COVID-19, because the COVID-19 is now endemic, not only pandemic, become endemic. Endemic means it will be live with like influenza, diarrhea, or other diseases in our life. So we have to adapt it very well for this COVID-19 diseases. So we will learn a lot from Mr. Mark Guardo Alberto, how the management accounting affected by the COVID before and after the COVID. So without further any comments, let our seminar begin, and maybe God bless us for today and for after. Thank you. I will return it to Mr. Dirga.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sukit, for your opening speech. And now please allow me again to share screen, because now I would like to read the CV from Mr. Mark. So Mr. Mark, his full name is Mark Guardo Alberto, and now he's living in Surabaya in Water Place apartment. And this you can see the email and the phone from Mr. Mark. Maybe if you want to discuss furthermore with Mr. Mark, maybe you can reach him by phone or by email. And this is the summary qualifications of Mr. Mark. So Mr. Mark is an expertise in management and financial reporting, especially IFRS and PSAK, also US GAAP, and also is an expertise in external and internal auditing. And he has also an IT skills and also another ability like analytical skills and various finance and accounting projects. He is now working in Indoprima Group from 2017 until now as a department head of business and system development. But before that, he's working in PT Kamarkon in Surabaya also as management consulting. And he was graduated from the Bachelor of Science in Accountancy in April 2006 in Pamantasan, Anglungsot, and Manila. I'm sorry if I spell it not correct, sir. And his certification professional is from ACMA, CPA Australia, and also CPA Certified Public Accountant. And he also received the silver medalist from Manila Science High School. So that's the CV from Mr. Mark that I could read. And maybe if you want to know further, maybe we can listen from the material from Mr. Mark, and maybe we can ask something more about him and about his jobs and about his experience in the field. So please welcome. This is our speaker, Mr. Mark.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Pa Dirga. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to Wijaman, especially to Dean Lodo and also Sigit also and Pa Dirga for helping me also to be connected again to the university. It's always a pleasure and a good opportunity for me to meet again the students because previously I also once a student and I know that it's very important for us to learn something new, and hopefully after my sharing I would be able to achieve that, especially to everyone, especially that we are in a new normal and we cannot meet personally and physically, but looking at you that we have around like almost 90 participants here in the room, it really makes me like happy and excited to share to you my knowledge. And I would like to make it much more what they call this one. Also, yeah, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. If I speak quite fast, please let me know also. And saya bisa mengerti bahasa Indonesia juga. So, gak ada masalah. Jika ada pertanyaan, ya boleh silakan. Ya, teman-teman. Ya, I call you friends. Ya, so that much more approachable and reachable for every one of us. So, I will share my screen. Yeah, hopefully can be seen by everyone. Padirga, it's already okay? Can be seen?
It's okay, sir.
Okay, so I was asked by the faculty, business faculty in Wijaya Mandala to share something about more actual application about strategic management. And I know for a fact that all of you are part of the international business accounting and also accounting in Bahasa also. So first of all, congratulations, because accounting subjects are not that easy. And most of them already in their fifth or seventh year also. So being able to successfully pass all the requirements for this subject is really like already an achievement with this kind of condition. I'm going to share to you about, guys, about the evolution of management accounting, but especially that we are experiencing this pandemic, what we call as the COVID-19 pandemic. And I would like to give you uh, the progress of and the development of strategic management coming from before the pandemic and after pandemic. But more importantly is giving you the situation during the pandemic. What was our responsibilities being in the strategic management accounting? Okay. I would like also, Padirga already shared my credentials. Like I'm part of the business development and system development of Indoprima Group. Just to give you at least a quick overview about the company, we are one of the largest automotive manufacturer of spare parts. Okay, but aside from that one, Indoprima Group is also have retail distribution companies, and we also have non-ferrous metal recycling company. So it's quite actually diversified. We also have a publicly listed company, which is the PT Indospring, TBK, which is located at Gresik. And also, if you can see, one of our famous retail stores is actually Planet. You can see it all on the streets of Surabaya, and of course, all throughout Indonesia. We also have 1,000 outlets of that one. And we also have companies in China and also companies in Vietnam. So part of my job as a business development is to look opportunities for the company to create business. Okay. And prior to that, I need to make sure that we have the good condition in order for us to set up a business. So that is my main job right now. But prior to that one, I'm also part of the finance and accounting, management reporting also of the group. So like one, we are in the holding company. So that's a general overview of what I do. So that because later on when I share, I would like also to give practical work that we do during the pandemic. So let me give, before I start, I would have a very quite activity, and I would like everyone to pay attention. So hopefully, most of you will be able to be familiar with this game, simple game. Okay, I would like to get your piece of paper or probably your cell phone or probably any note tab that you have. Okay, you can also put your chat in the chats, your answers, but I would just like to test your speed and your critical skills. Okay, so I'm going to share to you some pictures, and then you can see the pictures, like there's a left and the right picture, and then you can just list as many differences you can find on this picture. Okay, so hopefully every one of you are paying attention. Okay, so let me start with the first picture. I would just like to know, list as many as possible differences of the first picture and the second picture. Okay, I'll start with the first picture. This picture, the right and the left, you list how many differences you can find from this picture. Okay, hopefully you can find a lot of differences seeing this picture. Okay, yeah, you can share it in the chat, or you can also list it on your own. It's okay. I just want to know how many you can do. Next picture. List as many differences you can see from this picture. And my most favorite picture, the last one. Okay. So this is the first picture. Who list a lot, like maybe 10 differences from this picture of the left and the right picture? Yeah, hopefully you listed a lot, just to test your creativity and also your critical thinking here. So in here, the picture that I shared to you is actually very familiar to everyone. It's just like a before and after situation of the COVID pandemic. Okay, you can see in the first picture, before, there's a lot of things going on the streets. Okay, and of course you can see also the pollution side with the picture, with the resolution of the picture, while on the other side you can see no one, even the vehicles cannot be found, people walking the streets, you cannot be found. And also the environment is a little bit more green, more clearer. Yeah, because that's also the impact of the COVID before and after. The second picture is very familiar to every one of us because we experienced this one. Before, we are always going out, okay? But right now we call isolation, and we were quarantined. We stay at home, okay? And then some of us have the luxury to stay at home. Some of us have the difficulty to stay at home. So there are things that went going to ourselves. And the third picture is, of course, the travel or the flights that we see that really, really change the aviation business. You know, in the past, the aerospace is a little bit busy, but right now, during the COVID, it's really less planes, less transportation, only planes, but also even the sea freight, and also the land travel. So it becomes lesser and lesser. This is the impact of the COVID pandemic. It really changed the way we live our life on a daily basis. And like what Padre says, we are already in a year of pandemic. Yeah, coming from started ito March 11 from 2020 to right now, there's quite a progress. However, the sad news is the COVID is still here. But The good news is that there are things that we can do in order to protect ourselves. Okay, so in here you can see also that the total case worldwide, it impacted 141 million, with Indonesia having 1.6 million. And that's, of course, even though it was a lower rate, it's still quite, yeah, it's still life. We're talking about life. And it's about 3 million people that was tallied to die for this pandemic. And of course, 43,000 in Indonesia. But of course, the good news about here is that right now, there's a lot of vaccine rollout coming from the government and worldwide. And I would like to commend Indonesia having been able to brought a lot of stocks of vaccines. That's why we are able to give 17 million doses, which I think at least 2.2% of the population was able to be vaccinated right now. And hopefully it will become much better. So we just like to be able to be positive about this one. Now, this COVID pandemic affected lives. And of course, more importantly, it affected business. Okay. Now, strategic management accounting, because business was affected, probably consequently, our work as a management accountant was affected. But prior to that, what was our work all about as a management accountants? So that is the first part of my sharing by giving to you about what is our situation before COVID. Okay. Actually, before COVID, there's already what we call as the finance transformation. And why do we need the finance transformation before COVID? Yeah, because of this insight. According to this quotation is that we really cannot see the future, but with the right insight, we can always prepare for it. That is one of the skills and abilities that we as management accountants should have. We need to have the right insight. Because our shareholders, our stakeholders, will always go to us and ask our recommendation, ask about our how we see the things. Unfortunately, if we were not able to see that COVID will happen and a lot of businesses and a lot of things will collapse, we will not be able to prepare our companies. And who knows, we don't even be able to see that COVID is happening to us. Okay? But again, even if it's pandemic or even it's a bankruptcy or even it's like economical turmoil, if us accountants will be able to get and be supported by information in order for us to tell to the company what they need to prepare for it, then we will be a great help to the company. In the past, management accountants are called to become strategic business partners. You know, in the past, way back probably during the time of 70s, 80s, or 90s, management accountants are just sitting at the back of the office, preparing the reports, busy doing their ledgers, busy trying to reconcile things, busy to know about whether our taxation are being filed on time, whether we are filing the correct amounts. These are the things that keep us busy. It's more of the information. Okay? More of the information. However, even the COVID, prior to the COVID, all of us are requested to become partner. Hey, management accounting, I just don't need your report. But my question to you is, what does this report tell me? Okay? So we need to move our information. Okay? First, we need to assemble all those kind of information. And then analyze it so that we can create an insight. So probably every month we get this kind of reports. We get the sales report, we get the expense report, we get the investment report. But what is it for me? What is it for the company? What does it say? That's why we need to analyze it. That's why from information we can move it to insight. And it does not stop our work of getting the insight. We need to influence people. That's why we give advice to them. So insight, making an advice coming from the inside. Okay, marketing people, you need to do this. You need to decrease your pricing. Oh, you need to increase your pricing. Oh, you need to put the impact of custom duties in the pricing. Oh, we need to have some cost reductions because of this one. So we need to advise our cross-functional teams in order for them to this insight to have an influence on their work. Okay, because it doesn't make any sense if we just give them the report and then let them do their job. Okay, I already tell you that your price is increasing, your price is not competitive, and it's your job right now. No, management accountant need to advise and then to give influence to the cross-functional team in order for them to have an impact. Okay, impact mean this one is what I tell to you, what I advise to you, whether you take it or whether you don't take it, you need to apply it. Because only applying it will have an impact to the company. For instance, okay, right now, there's a problem in the sales. Okay, what do we need to do? Are we going to look for new segments? Are we going to diversify our products? If our marketing and salespeople will not just hear it and will not able to apply it, then it won't make sense. Okay? It doesn't create an impact or a result to the company. So management accountants prior to that, we are called to convert information to create an impact to our company. And with this, unfortunately, according to a survey by the global management accountants, they created a survey and to ask some of the CFOs to check whether how are we going to do it. Okay, this one I can share to you this one. What percentage of management accountant does the job of giving information, giving insight, and influence, and the impact? And in here you can also find what is the desire or probably what is expected from us. Okay, the gray portion is the what we are currently doing, and the blue portion it's what is the management accountant are asked to do. In here, unfortunately, most of us are still doing the information side. We are all busy doing the assembly part. Though it's very important for us to make sure that the information, the data that we share is really correct, really accurate, really relevant before we can create an insight. But we just need to spend a small portion of our time in making this information, but more on the influence impact. We already provided insights to the cross-functional team. Yes, you can see that 25% of our work is giving and it was delivered by management accountants in the past. But more importantly, we should spend more time on giving advice and putting application. That's why in the finance function value metrics, okay, there are 4 types of work that we do depending on what we do in preservation of the value of the business or are creating value to the business. And of course, it depends upon whether we're just sourcing the information or making the analysis of the information, or more importantly, more on the communication of this information. Yeah, in the past, we are trusted reporter. Okay, everyone in the board meeting will ask the accountants to get the number, the accurate number. I am not going to trust my salespeople. I am not going to trust my production people when I ask about numbers and figures. I will trust my controller. Okay, I will trust someone coming from the finance accounting because we are vested with the right to make sure that all of the information that we show is trustworthy. Okay, because we already audit it, we already analyze it. However, being a trusted reporter is only one of the functions of finance. We need to go to the next step, which is steward or becoming a controller, communicating what we found in our reports, and making sure that we influence people. Okay? So when you work later on, probably you will be able to focus more on the compliance, on the controlling, on the audit. However, it does not stop there. We need to become an influence. We need to become an enabler to the company using the informations that we had to create an insight. Okay? And most importantly, there are three things that we need to do prior to the COVID. Yeah, this one I'm still talking about before COVID. That finance transformation is needed in order for us to improve the efficiency, in order for us to utilize all the informations by using technology like BI, business intelligence, big data, and analytics before we can do the influence. That's why if you ask me whether technology, they say the robotics are coming right now, will they change our work? Of course, they will change the data part, the gathering of the data, the reporting part, but they cannot change the influence that we can create. Because in giving influence, like linking the strategy and making the priorities, okay, and the execution, it's a work of a human being. Okay? And that is what we need to focus on in creating values to the company. Okay? And this kind of business transformation, this one is on our broad finance roles. Yeah. Like I said, that we do the reporting, we do the questioning. This one is when finance is working at the back office. That's why right now, finance accounting should not only be at the back part of the company. They should be in the front. Okay? They should be trying to motivate people or motivate the cross-functional teams to deploy solutions. Okay? From reporting, from questioning, the most important thing that we need to do as a finance roles prior to COVID is to develop solutions and to make sure that the solutions that we suggest, it is being implemented to the company. And how do we do that? In the past, accountants just, the type of accountants that we do is like, we work on our laptop, we work on our desktop with all eyeglasses, with all that busy people. People cannot talk to us. People are afraid of us because if they go to us, they think that we are the one who will find fault at their work. But actually, no. It's not about finding the fault at the work or finding the crucial, but the critical points and telling to them, hey, purchasing, you purchase a lot of goods right now. But is it correct, the price? Is it correct that the level of your inventory? And then after that one, we left the purchasing and inventory people on their side. And they are confused about what do we need to do. Okay? That is asked from us, management accounting. Not only to work in isolation, but we need to work with other. Coming from accounting domain, we need to know the management. We need to know about the business. We need to know about the commercial. Okay? We should not only work with the finance people, but we need to work across the functional team. We need to work with our purchasing team. We need to work with our inventory people. We need to work with the research and development. Okay? And we should not be speaking accounting like, okay, this one is against BS-ACA. This one is against IFRS. This one is not liquid. This one is not about valuation of our business. So these are accounting jargons that when you speak probably to the people of the business, they like, the sweat mark in the cartoons, like they have the keringatan, right? So because they are not familiar with this kind of language. Okay? And of course, we don't just focus on the figures and facts, okay? But we handle about how these numbers impact our business. Maybe we need to talk about, okay, these figures has impact not only about the inventory, but probably it is something to do with the production. It's something to do with the supply chain. Okay. And then later on, we can be able to become problem solvers and more of interactions. Let the job of doing the report, doing the information gathering by our technology, with the digital system. Your ERP, let them do it, okay? Because you are required right now to interact to the management, to talk with the heads, to call on a meeting, and then to tell to them that this one are red marks. Okay, these one are problems. These one are critical issues in the company. Okay, so that's why prior to COVID, our finance role are getting broader. So right now, probably in the university, you learn about the technical sides. It's okay. Try to absorb everything. But prior to that, we need also to have our other skills like communication skills, negotiation skills, and of course, presentation skills. These one are very important skills that a finance and strategic management accountant should have. Okay, that is prior to COVID, guys. So I hope that when you do the work right now, you are already like have the opportunity to apply this kind of skills as early as now while you are still at the university. Okay? Is there any questions on this first part? So hopefully what I share is there any question on this first part? Sorry, Pa.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mark. Maybe I would like to help you here. Jadi silahkan, apakah mungkin ada yang mau ditanyakan mengenai apa yang sudah dipaparkan oleh Mr. Mark dari bagian awal tadi? Silakan boleh raise hand atau mungkin boleh tuliskan di kolom chat. Jika misalkan pertanyaan dalam bahasa Indonesia, nanti akan saya bantu untuk menyampaikan kepada Mr. Mark.
Oke. Yeah.
Ya, mungkin sambil menunggu pertanyaan,
Oke, Pak.
jadi ada beberapa hal, mungkin satu highlight kecil ya, a little highlights from the first part of the Mr. Mark speech. Maybe I would like to present it in bahasa Indonesia. Jadi manajemen accountants atau akuntansi manajemen saat ini, khususnya di era saat ini, berperan besar dalam hal memberikan advice atau advice itu sebuah saran secara menyeluruh kurang lebih ya, kepada perusahaan. Contohnya misalkan yang mungkin menjadi suatu titik kritis pada saat ini adalah masalah pada penjualan. Kira-kira apakah perlu misalkan mencari segmen baru di mana informasi tersebut sangat dibutuhkan oleh pimpinan dan informasi tersebut perlu banyak didukung oleh akuntan manajemen. Dan ini ada highlight yang paling penting ya. Yes, is it right, Mr. Mark? Because usually accountant is a back office, ya. Biasanya akuntan sejak berapa tahun yang lalu dianggap sebagai pekerjaan yang hanya di balik layar. Tapi sekarang berbeda, di mana zaman sudah berubah. Accounting sekarang dituntut untuk bisa work across business, solving problems, managing changes. Jadi sistemnya adalah problem solving dan harus fluent atau dalam arti lancar dalam menyampaikan bahasa bisnis. Nah, bahasa bisnis itu tidak hanya selalu yang ada di dalam worksheet, maksudnya yang ada di dalam perhitungan-perhitungan, tetapi juga kita harus bagaimana pandai-pandainya menjadi seorang komunikator yang baik di dalam menyampaikan atau mempresentasikan sesuatu hal, sehingga sangat penting bagi akuntan zaman sekarang untuk bisa mempresentasikan sesuatu. Oke, Mr. Mark, I see that is some questions from Mr. Sofyan. So, apakah ada kemampuan khusus yang harus dimiliki atau kemampuan yang harus ditingkatkan sebagai seorang manajer akuntan di situasi pandemik seperti ini? Nah, so the question is there any kind of skills that needs to be developed in this era for accounting management? Thank you, Mr. Mark. Maybe you can.
Yeah, actually, okay. Just to give answer that one, I will just give to quick answer that one, because later on my sharing it will be shared also.
Okay,
Kind of
sure.
skill. Actually, that skills. Yeah, the other things aside from our technical skills, the important thing is about business skills and our soft skills. It's more of our people's skills, like how we negotiate, how we present to people, and how to deliver this kind of news to the management. Because actually, even though your report is very good, even though your report is very accurate, if you are not able to convey the right message to the shareholders, your report doesn't make any sense. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this kind of skills of communication and presentation will be the one to be highlighted in management reporting and business. So, but later on, I will go to the other skills that we as management accountant should develop. Okay? Boleh saya lanjutkan ya untuk next part niya. Ito
Silakan.
untuk bagaimana kita, pekerjaan kita bagaimana berubah, ya, during the time of COVID. Okay? And I would like to know that the most important thing here is about our resilience and agility of management accountants, which is very much what we call this one commended during the time of COVID. Why? Okay? Because actually resilience is our ability to be able to get back again, okay, to move forward or to recover despite the tough times. Okay, and agility is being able for us to become fast, okay, to work fast, and to create solutions. And that is one of the important characteristics of us management accountants during COVID. Why? Because actually, even before COVID, okay, we already trying to reimagine, like I said, right? In the past, okay, finance should be transformed in order for us to become much more added value to the management. Okay, and COVID comes. Okay, just imagine that one. We are preparing our team. We are preparing ourselves. Okay, to become a transformed finance. And this problem and this pandemic comes. And this pandemic just make us to become faster on the skills. We cannot wait for a year in order for us accountants to become ready. We cannot wait for a year in order for our accountants to have the skills of digital skills. Because right now, the problem arises. Okay? And this COVID added fuel to the fire. Just imagine this one. We're just preparing right now. But no, we need to become the transformed person. Okay? I cannot wait for you because I want you to get an insight. I want you to create a forecast immediately. I want you to create cash flow. I want you to create a budget. I cannot wait for how many months. In the past, we create budgeting like in like 3 months. We create that kind. But right now, I need the budget in a week. I need the cash flow in a day. Okay? So the COVID just probably added fuel for us to work. Because actually, most of us, the business was affected. Okay, you can see here that based on McKinsey reports, okay, all of us was affected, especially tourism, wherein they said that even the fourth quarter of 2020, they will have probably the longest and then the most difficult recovery for the business, aviation, oil and gas. While for the consumer and some of the electronics, because we moved to the digital, they can probably recover on a quick phase. Good thing for us, we are automotive. Okay, we were affected, of course, of the COVID, but for the first 6 months, we don't see yet the impact because there's still supply, there's still demands. Okay, so probably the recovery niya came from the quarter 3. Okay, and the most the one that impacted us, our automotive part, is actually the lockdowns because we cannot sell, we cannot distribute our goods, especially our counterparts are located in China, located in Japan, located in Vietnam, so we cannot really supply to them. Okay, but there's still like what we call this one, the tailwind or the impact of the previous sales. That's something. However, for the aviation, for the airlines, for the tourism, this one was really affected, right? So because of the tourism and the hotel management. And this one, we need to create working response teams during the COVID. These are the the five important things that we need to focus on. Yeah, probably we need to create a nerve center. We need to protect our people, because on top of this one, the protection of our people is our priority. Okay, because COVID, we don't know first during the time is where is the pandemic right now? Who are the people infected of pandemic? We need to do a lot of rapid testing. We need to do a lot of the 3M, that what using the masker, using the mask, making the people to be distant to everyone. They need to have the proper sanitation, of course, washing their hands. Yeah, this one is our protection for our people. But on top of that one, we need to do rapid testing. We need to check to make people aware that something is happening. Okay, protect also your family, and of course know what is happening across Indonesia. Okay, so that is how we protect and give purpose to our people. And more importantly, on the management accounting side, is the stress test financials, making a lot of scenarios. Okay, looking for a good forecast. Okay, looking for where are we going to get our cash in case there will be problems on the sales or the top line because we're not be able to achieve the targets. How are we going to make the people motivated to their cost adjustments? Okay, and the fourth one is about stabilizing the supply chain. Yeah, because of the lockdowns, because of less supplies and demands, because of our inventory, we need to make sure that our inventory and logistics, what are the options, what are the alternatives if there are lockdowns on the companies, if there are lockdowns on the streets. And of course, how are we going to make sure that there is a good customer engagement? So communication is a really vital skills or activity that we need to do for our customers, because we have customers also local and we also have customers outside the companies. And how are we going to make sure that the demand is still there? We can be able to supply demands, or are we going to delay some? So that is a crucial portion of our work streams. But the most important thing is we created a response team. We need to create a small working team, an executive team, in order for us to make sure that this one is and most importantly, the stress test of the financial report. Oh, for instance, we don't have any more enough cash. Where are we going to get it? Okay. And like I said, these are the different measures. Okay. You can see in here that different kinds of activities we created for all industries, whether you are in the non-manufacturing companies, especially for our retail companies and manufacturing. The good thing about our company is we're quite diversified. In totality, the impact probably, there's an impact. Probably we lost around 20 to 30% of our revenue. And this one should be equated with our cost-cutting measures. Okay, we created this one. For instance, the ways of working, health precautions, and others. We have shifting of people. Okay, we need to have a runtime or downtime for our manufacturing side. We need to make the shift because the people or the demands of our products is getting lower as well. And in here, in the manufacturing, we need to leverage also about technology, because of course, we cannot have a full-time people in the manufacturing side. We need to do some of the digitalizations, recording fastly, making a dashboard so that people will be able to know that, okay, this inventory is coming to a decrease and what we need to do. So these are the sign of the measures that we need to the company. And most importantly, because during the time of COVID, we need to have like what we call it, the trigger points or the resilient move, the fast things that we need to do. However, we need to also to create a proper strategy to plan 2 to 4 weeks for the supply chain. What are we going to do? What are we going? Is there enough? What we call this one, supplier? Is they are not affected? If they are not yet affected, can we order right now much more and create a midterm planning so that there will become a continuous material supply stability. There will become a more if the lockdown continues, are there other opportunities for us to get? Okay, and most important thing is to create a collaboration to our cross-functional teams, for instance, our inventory, our PPIC, so that we can prepare more importantly. So these are the things. So it's not enough only for us to create a 2 to 4 weeks plan, but create a more longer plan on that one. And I would like to tell to you that the resilience on this one has something to do also with our COVID. So we create the COVID this kind. The C is probably on the cost cutting. There's a lot of costs that we need to avoid. Okay. We also to have the O, which is orderliness. We need to apply virtualization, and we need also to integrate cross-functional teams on this, and of course domestication. If this one is one of the important things, because if we cannot get the supply coming from abroad, then probably we source it from internal sources in Indonesia. So this one is COVID, the cost cutting, the orderliness, the virtualization, the I for integration, and then for the domestication. This one is quite a resilient model for us to always put in the mindset of our people. Yeah, what are the costs that we need to save? If we cannot avoid that cost, probably there's an alternative for us to get this kind of expenses. Okay. And this kind of COVID is more importantly to the role of the finance, because prior we need to have an effective forecast. Okay, you know, when we are requested to a forecast, we need to create at least 6 kinds of scenarios, from a 60% decline, from a 50% decline, to a worst scenario, to a 10% decline. All companies were asked to create this forecast. And you know, making a forecast is not easy work for a finance accounting. So we need to create, what do you call this one, Excel formats. We need to create, to ask for some outsourcing tools like the Plan Guru in order for us to creating a speed forecasting. And then other than that one, we need to work out on spending priorities. And one of the spending priorities like that one is we need to avoid investments. We need to avoid investment on the company. We need to avoid capex investments. And we want to have a frequent reporting cycle. On a weekly, we have what we call a 30, 60, 90 reporting. 30 days, what will happen? 60 days, what will happen? 90 days, what will happen? And this kind of cycles need to have an effective communication and effective discussion with the shareholders. So actually, during the COVID, it's more busy. Even though our people are not here, it's quite busy because we always have the regular sharing, regular Zoom meeting with the logistics, meeting with the sales, meeting with the finance and accounting. And we need to identify what will be the low points of this company. Okay? And addressing the immediate crisis, this one is, for instance, now, what we need to do during the crisis. Okay? These are the 3 things for finance and accounting that we need to do. Double down on cash. Cash will be important. We need to save money. We need to save the liquidity of the company. Everyone should think about the cash culture. Okay? Okay, we don't want to spend more. Okay? We want to save our cash. Of course, it's not possible that 100% we will be able to do it, because there still need to payment. People will need to have some expenses. We need to have also some spending on our small capex, which is as long as it is rational, as long as it is what they call this one, um, need to have a case study, it's okay. We need to create scenario analysis of that one. And aside from this, double down the cash, making the scenario analysis, the communication plan is very important, because while we are also saving the performance of the company, we need also to save and prioritize the health of our people, because some will have positive case. Who should do it? Okay. We should also have what we call this one, the cadre planning. It should be fast. The knowledge of the people and how to do it should be also be fast. Okay, because people are getting sick. Okay, while we are trying to do being resilient on this one and agile to this one, we need also to prepare the business. While we are doing it, we need also to prepare the next normal. Okay, for instance, if their lockdowns will continue, okay, if the virtual discussions will continue, what should we do? So probably we need to bolster productivity, we need to strengthen the balance sheet, and of course, we need to make sure the financial planning and analysis, the KPIs is getting monitored. And one of the important thing in order for us to strengthen the balance sheet of the company is refinancing. Okay, because a lot of people probably doesn't have money. Our customers will not be able to pay to us. So I think there's a renegotiation about the AR, accounts payable and accounts receivable, making the term of payment should be adjusted. We need to clean up our inventories. We need to check the turnover of our inventories in order for us to make our supply chain much more efficient. So this one is how we prepare to the next normal. And most importantly, during this time, okay, one of the skills is digital. Okay, our digital skills that make us be able to enable us to work on during the pandemic. We do remote control, we remote working, digital payments, we do also robotics. So this one is an internal fast-paced what we call this one, improvement to our production side and also the manufacturing side. Okay, so this one is actually digital, having the digital skills. So we really need the IT people to work hand on hand with the finance accounting team, because we need programs right now. Okay, we need to work with the ERP. If they cannot do it in the past, they need to do it in a month. Okay, so this one is one of the best thing that happened to us. Like, like the quotation that I shared, it speed up the skills for people to learn and learn this kind of skills during the pandemic. Okay, so these are the things that the things that we did during the pandemic. So most importantly is making sure that the supply chain is working. We were able to create insights, like I said, and these insights are applied so that they can create an impact to the company in a more fast, robust, and helpful side of the company. Okay, so this one is what happened during the pandemic. And now I would like to more focus on what is for us is strategic management. Okay, and I will answer to the question a while ago that, okay, what kind of other skills that we need to do. Okay, and one of the important thing here is about the digital transformation that we are expecting. Okay, like I said, management accountant in the past needs to focus on the 4 skills according to the conceptual framework of global management accountants. I'm talking about a global management accountant, not only a simple strategic management accountant, because at the end of the day, we need to prepare ourselves also to work abroad. Okay, our competency should be enough in order for us to become more competitive to other people. Not only our technical skills, business skills, people skills, and leadership skills, because These kind of skills will be able to help us to influence people and to become good leaders later on. This one is in the past, okay? Because these 4 skills right now will need to have additional skills. And that is what we call the digital skills. How are we going to get technical skills? Not only about the knowledge about cost management, not only about our management about valuation, about diversification, but of course we need to apply ERP. We need to have the big data. We need to have what we call as robotics and artificial intelligence on our technical skills. And this digital skills is being applied not only to the technical skills, but more to our business skills, people skills, and leadership skills. But you know, like I said, people skills doesn't really require a lot of digital skills because it's more of communication. It's more about negotiation. It's about presenting yourself. It's about leading people. It's about talking to them. So we need to more move on this kind of skills because technical skills and business skills, we can always get that. We can get that online. We can learn it. There's a lot of what they call this one, a platform where we can get it right now. So the digital skill sets actually should be able us to drive innovation. We need able to transform and we need to apply it continuously because you know in the past, yeah, you know there's also a generation gap, right? In the setup of accounting. You know, I'm working also with a very diverse people. You know, there are those people right now very traditional. If you ask them to make a presentation, and still you know the they will show to you the Excel file, they will show to you the sources of this Excel file, and it's quite boring actually because at the end of the day we don't need those numbers. You cannot share it to the top management this kind of worksheets and then you tell to them about the asset, the liability, about how you reconcile things. No, actually the question is right now is what does this figure tell to me? Okay? And I don't want to spend more time on making this Excel file. I want you to spend more time in giving me, in delivering me what is the figure all about. For instance, we decrease the sales right now because of the lockdown. And then, what is it right now? It's happened right now. It's historical. What should we do? Do you have any recommendations that we are experiencing lockdown? Oh, yes, sir. Probably we can create more segments. Probably we can create more of the products that are high in margin right now to be sold at this time. Probably we can foster all of the products right now that is needed. Okay, probably products that not only automotive, only on the medical side, because we also have companies right now that who creates what they call in the workshop. Probably they will be of help also to the medical side. So I think that is the thing that we are requested from management accountants right now. We are not just focusing on the numbers. Numbers should be used, should be done by the digital technology. That's why you need to have advanced analytical and financial modeling and automation. We are more focused on creative innovation and design thinking. And the finance and accounting right now, the expectations right now is much getting faster. Yeah. Why? Why are we going to be transformed on a rapid phase? Because probably first, because of the changes in the finance functions. Like I said, you know, in my first part of the presentation, it's we are having a lot of expectations. Okay, so we need to act faster. Okay, we need to act more on while we are doing on the controlled compliance and power of data. Just imagine right now. Right now, you should not only knowledgeable about the PSACA, IFRS, and so forth. You don't need just only about costing management, but you need also to know how to use the data inside the system, how to play it around. Okay, that is the call to us, strategic management accountants. At the same time, balancing also the changes in the workforce. For instance, the workforce right now is more of the working from home. Okay, we need to make a more hyper connected people. We need to be fast. If in the past it's 1 week, probably you can move it in a day. We can do it in an hour. And then we need our learning, okay, to be fast. We need to grasp things faster. And how it's not easy. Okay, I'm not telling this one that like, yeah, okay, it's just only like it's as if it's easy to learn. It's not. It's a way for us of doing things. It's a way of making our mindset. Okay, I need to be fast. I need to be a fast worker. And how do I need to do that? Of course, it creates a routine. It creates a routine for us to do things, to work faster. Because at the end of the day, we need to question status quo. Okay, we need to challenge the culture. You know, in the past, I don't want if my team will answer me like they don't know. Gataho pa, saya gataho itula. Yeah, saya tunggu ya pa. This kind of question actually those kind of answers irritates me right now, because actually before you go to me, you need to know things. You need already to check on the other possibilities before you report to me. Okay, you need to challenge curiosity. You need to get creativity. Okay, and then yeah, of course you need to be patient also of your team. You need to what we call us to be patient about. There's what we call as timing on this one. But however, you need to always challenge that kind of culture. Okay, and then you need to remove organizational barriers. You know, in the past, sales and marketing should work alone. You know, PPIC, they work alone. Finance and accounting, they work separately. It will not work on that one. The right now is creating a cross-functional team, asking everyone from the departments to have a representative to give their inputs. And from their inputs, we need to create a solution together. Okay? And of course, we employ also the agile process. Okay, meaning we need to have the process, we need to have the technology, we need to have the connectivity among ourselves, among the teams. You create teams involving cross-functional teams. Okay, we have a problem right now. We have a problem on the supply chain. Okay, who are the people we need to call? Of course, probably coming from PPIC. We need the people from the production. We need people from the R&D. We need the people from accounting, from finance, in order for us to have a good overview about what's happening, and then create later on a more fast communication strategy. And this one, we need to work with the data, okay? Because the data is very powerful. Just right now, right? You know, all our data, you don't know that the data that we have, while we put it in the Gojek, we put it in the Grab, we put it in the online, they create this kind of information already. The blockchain, okay? Wherein one information, you can create a lot of simulations, create of scenarios, which will impact one business to create their own model. So we need actually to power the data. Okay? And how we do that? Of course, by learning actually. Okay? And this one, as a post-COVID, we need to create, okay, to move more fastly the traditional finance in a more transformed finance so that we can become more of a value architect. Actually, the message of this one is how are we going to give value, okay, to our company? Because at the end of the day, it's not about survival that we want to provide to the company. It's about being sustainable, okay, in a digital world. Same, finance should be able to be transformed on this era, even post-pandemic. And right now, you can see the evolution of finance talent, okay? In the past, way back in 1960s, we are more on the controller side. We more focus on the compliance and historical side. and we become a staff accountants from 1980s to 1990s, wherein we need to more responsible of all the financial ability. And way back in like around 2000, the role of finance talent is to become not only a back office people, but of course a business partner. Okay, wherein we will be able to know the analysis of the company by using different kinds of cross-functional teams. And now the new and modern finance talent is to work with an agile strategy and working with not only with finance team, but more on the cross-functional team. And that is what we are asking from students right now. As early as now, try to become much more what we call absorbing. Okay, you just not need to be knowledgeable about finance and accounting. Okay, what will make you more successful or more efficient when you work is actually how you support your cross-functional team in creating more strategies. And we have the power of that for being a strategic management accountants. Okay, and that is the evolution of finance and talent. And actually, I would like to tell to everyone, actually, there's the future of work will become between a race of knowledge and technology. So as early as now, my dear students, okay, you get the opportunity to learn, and learn. Of course, you need to unlearn sometimes. You need to unlearn what you have learned in the past and relearn new things. At the same time, doing the opportunity to learn the technology. So I think that is the main message of my sharing, Pak Dirga. I think hopefully if there are questions or if there would like some clarifications that you would like to ask, yeah, silakan Pak, Bapak-bapak.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mark. Terima kasih banyak for the sharing, for the experience in the field, and maybe your prediction for the future. Maybe what you have said is already become one of our concern here to have more alignment between education and technology. Jadi saya akan sampaikan di bahasa kepada para peserta. Jika ada yang mau bertanya, boleh bertanya langsung kepada Mr. Mark, bisa dengan raise hand, dan juga bisa dituliskan di kolom chat. Dan juga sekali lagi saya sampaikan bahwa tidak perlu takut bahwa harus berbahasa Inggris. Ya, jikalau misalkan ada bahasa Inggris yang kurang-kurang, ya nggak apa-apa. Nggak akan dimarahi oleh Mr. Mark karena Mr. Mark is not an English teacher, gitu ya. Jadi ya silahkan, feel free, and Mr. Mark will also understand. And ya dari kita juga pasti akan membantu. Silahkan saya berikan kesempatan buat peserta atau mungkin yang lain untuk bisa mengajukan pertanyaan atau mungkin menyampaikan suatu opini atau pendapat. Saya berikan waktu.
Ya, gak ada masalah teman-teman ya. Jika ada pertanyaan boleh bahasa Indonesia ya. Saya bisa mengerti lah, dan saya mau coba ya menjawab pakai bahasa Indonesia juga ya.
Yes, benar Mr. Mark. But we are here also, like motivating our students to speak English also, because we know that the challenge in the future, like globalization and many more, has made us to change and learn, as what you said before. Yes.
Correct. Actually, yeah, the English language is really, really important right now. You need to be able to actually express yourself, okay, and to become a strategic management accounting later on. Yeah, you need to be able to also to just imagine to me. Also, I need also to learn bahasa. I need able to, even though my Bahasa is not really that good, I need also to speak to them in Bahasa because so that they can probably ito jelas la pangartian untuk teman-teman mungkin jelas ito. Okay, maybe there's our questions. I want to hear also students. Yeah, but right now, one of the skills that also that I would like to tell to the students is like how to become a storyteller, to become
Yes.
a very good storyteller. Because our bosses also, right? They need to create like a snapshot of what happened, okay, in the company and what's the issue, and you need to be more what they call this, creative on how you deliver good news and bad news as well.
Yes, Mr. Mark. Maybe while we are waiting from the students, maybe I have, oh, sorry, this is our student, sir.
Okay.
Gevaldo is raising his hands. Okay, Gevaldo, I would like to give the time for you. You can unmute your microphone.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Hi.
Hello,
Hi,
hello, sir.
Guardo.
So, yes, my question for you, sir, is certainly since you have been working for quite some time, right? You must be a direct witness experiencing the transformation of the old way of working as an accountant and the future, the new way, the new outlook, right? So how was your experience facing this change? Because for us, when we finish with the studies, we will be put in this new world. But for you, you have to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have to face these changes whilst already at work. Thank you.
Actually, that's a very, very good question, right? How was my experience seeing and experiencing actually the finance transformation? Yeah, actually, the first thing that you need the first thing that actually I realize is that change is inevitable. Okay, change is inevitable, and you need to have an open mind. You need to have an open mind of what's happening because I experienced like coming from a manual work with all your spreadsheets using the columnar, using ledgers. Right now, probably the accounting people right now they're not anymore aware of that. But I was able to see that one. Okay, and then right now doing the ERP system. For me, it's quite interesting actually. I found it like I have that kind of thinking like every additional knowledge and every change that is brought to us by the work should be welcomed with an open mind and an open heart. Okay. And in addition to that, there's also a change of culture that I experience because I work in the Philippines also. The culture is quite different. The corporate culture is quite different. And when I moved to Indonesia, it's also quite different. And I need also to balance my expectation versus my expectation to my team. Okay. Of course, about their knowledge. And of course, how they what they call it, they interact to me. Like that one. And in here, actually, there's a culture also of what they call this one. People also like not that too confident to discuss, especially if you're speaking English to them. That one thing. So I need also to make them comfortable, okay, to be open, okay, to that one. And another thing that I learned about here is about the mindset of the people, the mindset about being able to prepare yourself about the challenges. Okay, probably in the past, my job right now is only about compliance. Okay, it's about more of you are like the police person, like you need to like you go to them and then everyone is afraid of you because probably you will report about what's wrong about their team. But right now I need also to make them aware what kind of improvements, what kind of corrective action they need to apply on their departments. So that kind of change and transformation We need to see it as a opportunity for us to grow, an opportunity for us to be much more welcoming, and an opportunity for us to become more accepting both on the culture and the knowledge that we will get later on. That's one. Evaldo?
Oh yes, thank you very much, sir, for your answer.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, I think it's very challenge, and the biggest challenge is to change. I think because many people is usually comfortable in the old ways, and also, sir, we have another questions from
If I may
our
also, yeah, actually
yes.
learning culture is also important because actually people, that's why in our team, I'm also heading the accounting learning center. So we created that kind of learning institution inside our team in order for us to prepare also the people to learn not only the technical skills, but more of the business as well. That one part, if I may add. Okay, pa?
Thank you, sir. This is another questions from our students, Natasha. Is there any possibility of technology completely dominating the workplace? And if there is a possibility, what should we do? I'm afraid that Natasha is imaging like Terminator, sir. We are dominated by machine. Okay, sir. Maybe you can
What
give
is
your
the
answer.
technology dominating right now in the accounting? Not only in the accounting, but actually in the business. In the business, of course, we cannot go there if we're not yet go to the basic of the technology. You know, right now, right? Excel expertise right now is even important. Yeah. Before we go to the big data, we go to the artificial intelligence. Before we go to the blockchain technology, the what they call this artificial intelligence, we cannot go there unless we also be able to meet what kind of technology right now that we need to do in our work. Simple Excel, advanced Excel, right now. That is really important. We tend to forget that this kind of basic things that doing pivotal work, pivot data, because this kind of Excel expertise will be important later on data, on migrating your data and migrating your information. Just imagine like if you have like millions of data and you cannot migrate it to your Excel, or you cannot even export it right now. So actually, aside from those basic, before going to the dominant technology right now, I think we need to make an awareness from our side that how's my skills in this kind of simple things, ERP skills right now. Have I tried to check about SAP? Have I tried to learn about the accurate reporting right now? So these are the basic that information that we need to learn and get our skills before to go to the dominant issues of technology, I think. Yeah, but of course, right now, as early as now, we need to learn this kind of robotics. We need to have learn about the dashboard reporting. It's also important, dashboard reporting, because business intelligence, wherein you can prepare all your financial reports, convert it to a dashboard reporting wherein the management can easily track and trace what's happening, what is the red warning signs of the company, like that one. But I would suggest that before we go, that because we will be probably, what do you call this one, swallowed by all of the informations and data improvements right now. If we cannot do the basic things right now, yeah, we will be more swallowed. Yeah, try to be patient also to yourself and learn this kind of basic things. Yeah, that's my answer to her question. Of course, aside from the new technologies that's dominating, and that is probably the business intelligence, blockchain, and artificial intelligence.
Yes, thank you. Hopefully that is clear enough for Natasha, but I would like also inform to the participants. Jadi saya ingin mengumumkan kepada para peserta, sebentar lagi akan di-share link presensi oleh Ibu Natalia. Jadi mohon minta tolong kepada Bu Natalia untuk boleh di-share, dan minta tolong kepada para peserta untuk mengisi presensi. Terima kasih sudah di-share oleh Bu Natalia. Okay, sir, maybe we have one more last questions because this is scheduled until about 11:30.
Okay, Pak.
Silahkan mungkin satu pertanyaan lagi dari teman-teman sekalian. Is there any questions? Yeah, well, I think there's no more questions, maybe for 5 minutes, sir. Maybe I would like to make a question for you, sir. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yes, maybe my question is that you have said that you are challenging about, you are facing about changing in your working condition. So what will you do if you are facing maybe people that having a position that higher from you, that the people do not want to change? And the second question is, what do you do if you are facing the people that the position is below your position and always like saying, oh nggak bisa Pak, saya Excel nggak bisa, capek Pak, saya disuruh belajar. Nah, so what will you do if you are facing people like that?
That's a very, very good question, Padiega, because actually I experienced that. And change and transformation will not be an easy task to do, especially if you are also new to the company. In answering your question, like how were I able to make an improvement to people that above me, right? And they don't want also to change actually, right? The first thing that you need to do is make sure that you are firm with your purpose, pa. You are firm about the purpose of your change. And why do they need to change? You need to make them understand that this is important. You need to make them understand that it will create a good results. You need to show them in order for you to, okay, this is what you want, or this is what you need to do. And later on, even though they don't want to change, they will have a change of perspective because we're able to show to them that the transformation was for a bigger purpose. And I think I was able to do that because at the first, when I was because most of the team is actually not, they are like senior to me. Yeah, when it comes to age also. So here I am coming to to the team, and then my age also is probably younger to them, and they're probably experienced. Yeah. So I just need to show to them that yeah, this one is a change in order for us to support the goals and vision of the company. Okay, I need to make them understand that. Okay, and at the end of the day, if some of the people doesn't also change, you need to also to have the support of the management. Okay, good thing, that is one thing that I was able to experience. Okay, that the management supports me about for all the transformation, all of the improvements that I want to put in the business. For instance, getting an accounting learning center for the team. At first, everyone was like, accounting center? Do we need that? Is it really important at this time? But I need to tell to them that this is important for the next generation because there's a problem on the cadre development. Yeah, there's a lot of people thinking about who will be the next in line. The next in line, they are not prepared. Okay, and we need to have the learning center in order for them to prepare for the next responsibilities. And finally, I was able to get that one. So first of all, you need to be clear about your purpose. You need to share the purpose, and you need to show them that change is inevitable. While for those people that, for instance, ya pa, susa pa, saya ini saja ya pa, ini saja ga maula, saya ga mau berubah. First of all, it's a personal decision. It's a personal decision for people. Okay. So, and people are different from one another. There are people who would like to change. There are people who doesn't want to change. And there are people like you need actually to enlighten them to change. Okay, and that happened also because, for instance, if my team they don't want to do this that they are asked to do, I will tell to them like why. The question is why they cannot do it, or maybe they are just afraid to do it, or probably they don't have the opportunity to do it. Okay, and later on, you just need to enlighten them. You need to open up and give them the reasons that if you just do like this one, you will not grow in your career. Okay? You will not also grow personally. Okay? So you need to have that kind of what they call this one. How do you give them like an ultimatum? You give them to have that ultimatum like this is a personal decision. If you want to grow, if you want to develop, yeah, let me know, because it is only you that you can change yourself and to do those kind of things. And of course, inspire them and motivate them. Of course, at first they will fail, but probably try to motivate them again. Yeah, okay la. What is the apa yang masala niya la? Ya kita diskusikan lagi. Then nanti try, because also the skills of people is also changed. It's different from one level to another level. And you need to have that kind of mindset as well as a leader. That's it. That's it, Pa.
Thank you, Mr. Mark. Maybe the conclusion is about giving motivation. So I think that is enough for our session today. Thank you for Mr. Mark.
Thank you very much. I'm really, what we call this one, very happy. Hopefully everyone was able to get something. I know it's I'm not expecting everyone to get 100%. Okay, but at least the most important thing is that you need to be transformed. You need to be much more prepared as early as now in order for you to become more successful.
Thank you, and we are also hoping to see you again, Mr. Mark, maybe in Vidya Mandala if we are already opening the something like PSBB and something else like that. Okay, and then now I would like to close this event with closing prayer, and I don't think I don't need to have summarized because I think it's already clear enough for us. And so I would like to make use bahasa Indonesia for the closing prayer. Mari Bapak Ibu sekalian dan saudara teman-teman sekalian, kita menutup acara ini di dalam doa. Dan bagi yang berkepercayaan lain daripada saya bisa menyesuaikan. Mari kita berdoa. Ya Bapak, kami mengucapkan terima kasih dan puji syukur Engkau setelah Engkau telah menyertai jalannya acara ini dari awal sampai akhir dan kita boleh selesai. Kiranya berkati setiap mahasiswa kami di dalam melanjutkan aktivitas selanjutnya, juga kepada Mr. Mark yang akan melanjutkan pekerjaannya. Kiranya Engkau yang memberkati setiap kami, agar kami pun boleh mendapatkan manfaat dari acara ini dan kami boleh membagi berkat manfaat daripada acara ini buat lingkungan sekitar kami. Terima kasih Bapak, dalam nama Tuhan Yesus kami berdoa. Terima kasih. Alright, Mr. Mark, maybe you can leave and you can continue to your activity and also all of the students. Thank you for all and see you again.
Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Padirga. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and be safe. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.